thought I would take just a few minutes and spend some time out here with you. We are sitting on the south side of Kodiak Island, which is the second largest island in the United States, second only to Big Island of Hawaii. And the beach that we are on right now is called Surfers Beach. And I'll try to put a few clips in of surfers we actually saw today. 2 surfers out. Very quiet, remote, no matter what kind of season you're in. We started way over there. Walked all the way up the beach, past where we are now. I'll flip around and show you. And it's just beautiful. Saw one other person, 2 other people, and we brought our dog, who is just having a great time right now. And I just thought I'd share a little bit of what it's like here. It is a very warm, sunny day. Just absolutely beautiful. The ocean, you can hear it in the background, is actually very calm. There's no wind, which is probably one of the reasons it's so warm. I had knitting on and other layers and had to take them off, and I thought I'd show you real quick while we sit in the sun and just kind of divert your attention to other things that are pleasant in the world. So this is a shawl that I was wearing earlier, and one of the things I like to do with this shawl, this is by Melody Hoffman, and the pattern is Moonlight in the Garden. I've worn this, I wear this a ton. It is knit out of Quince & Co. Crane, which is a merino and silk single ply yarn. I'm currently knitting a shawl in it, and this drive was about an hour and a half. Dennis, to get here? An hour. It was over an hour to get here. And I was working on a sweater, or a shawl, and the first row out of the driveway, I was cruising along and just went on and on and on and knit for an hour and looked down, because I was going to bring it out here and show you guys. The very first row is wrong, so I have to now, all of the subsequent rows I have to go back and pull out. This one is flawless, so it is a beautiful, grand shawl, and I wear it a lot. It is best worn for me, I find, because it's so voluptuous and just big. This is how I generally wear it. It is knit in a color that was very intentional to go with this sweater that I'm wearing, which is the Shifty sweater. Very, very popular sweater. Lots of people have done it. This was knit in Spin Cycle yarn, Ghost Ranch, and some hand spun from a dear friend named Pat. And when I was thinking of a piece to put in my wardrobe, I wanted to make a shawl and picked this color because I thought that it went really well with this bit right here. And it actually matches a lot of stuff in my closet now. The shawl gets a ton of wear. I think it has become my most worn item in my hand knit wardrobe, which is saying a lot because I wear my sweaters. I rotate through the sweaters every day of the week. Wear this a lot. I love this one too. I wear it over my overalls. I wear it over dresses. I wear it over t-shirts, whatever I can layer it. I wear it over a jean shirt that's over a dress, that's over other things. It's not super thick, but it is a nice layering piece. before we start walking and I show you a little bit more of how beautiful it is here, I thought I would share with you this little project. Here's the yarn. This is Brooklyn Tweed Shelter, which is a woolen spun yarn. So it, where's my tail? I don't want to break the wrong end. So it pulls apart very easily, just very light and airy. Let's see. Oh gosh, the sand feels so good. The sand is warm. Here is that yarn. It is filled with bits of grays in with the black. It's called cast iron skillet, or maybe it's just cast iron. I think it's cast iron skillet, but I love it. This is my second time knitting with this wool for a particular sweater. And that sweater, I should have worn that today. That sweater is called February's Cosy, and that is a free sweater pattern. You can find that pattern, which has a supporting podcast that goes with it, which is a lot of fun. It's really interesting. It breaks this sweater down into chapters and segments as a story unfolds, and that is featured on the Knit With Me story podcast. So that was a lot of fun to just enjoy. The dog is off camera, you can't see her, and she's still a puppy even though she's pretty big, and she tries to be really brave. She's gotten a lot bigger. If you go back a couple videos, you can see where she would run around, and she was so much smaller, and now she's a juvenile teenager. Anyways, I've knit this particular sweater before in this yarn. The yarn that it calls for is supposed to be Aran weight, but knitting it with this worsted weight at the required gauge gives it this really fun drape, just like this one. This one I knit at the same stitch requirements, but with thinner yarn, and found that the stitches per inch that I was getting matched, but the fabric looked a little bit different. It's super drapey, very fluid, and that's what I liked about knitting February's Cosy with this. So if you go into my Instagram feed on Ski Knits, and if you look on that, you'll see me in a blue oversized really cozy sweater, and that's that pattern. But if you're looking for things to do right now, it's a time where around the world a lot of people are really stressed. Things aren't in your normal scheduled pattern. Your life has kind of turned a bit. Maybe things are going a little sideways, and you just need something to pour that energy into. There are some free patterns on the Encourage Better website that hopefully you can take advantage of and use up some things that are in your stash. Just being productive and making something, for me, I have found it's just a nice settling feeling. Plus, we're created to create. So when you're in that zone and you're creating things, you're in a spot that, is intrinsically poured into you. And it just satisfies a place in life that I think is worth trying. So definitely use the energy that you have, that you could be worrying, to just make something nice. And now I'm gonna hopefully make your day a little bit brighter and sunnier. The sun is just beating on my face and it feels so good. Doesn't bother me at all. But I'm gonna turn you around and let you see this beautiful, beautiful stretch of beach. We saw some seals. In fact, we saw a really cute seal. He was out with the surfers and he'd poke his head up, and every single time I would break out the camera to get him when he was getting up close, he was gone. So I'll see if I've got any good footage. If I do, I'll put it in here so you can see. But just wanted to let you know that there are beautiful places in life that sometimes you got to get out and really get out of your comfort zone. Maybe you can't drive a couple hours to get somewhere really secluded. But there are opportunities out there to find ways that will just bring you a little bit of joy and happiness if you look outside of the stress that's so easy to see and so easy to feel and so easy to plug into. Go past that, and I challenge you to either make something for yourself or make something simple or quick with someone else in mind. Teach somebody else how to make something. Get creative. I know we're not supposed to be in close proximity with others. Our local library and our local bookstore is having virtual story hours for kids in our island, and you can do virtual classes with a lot of kids that aren't in school. Anyways, wherever you are, I hope that you can just grab onto something fun, grab onto something more than what's ever on the news feed, and just enjoy a moment of peace.